It's Week 12 of the NFL. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner. He's been one of the NFL's best ball hawks this season with 9 interceptions. It's the Jets and the Dolphins. All that and more coming up next.
From beautiful South Florida, it's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, the beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. Guys don't show up on game day hoping to win. They expect to win. And so far, they've yet to have a letdown.
Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Here we go, here we go.
Now Brown on 1st and 10. And his first look is incomplete. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Brown. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This defense for the Jets, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He'll return it from the 6. And he's out right at the 25. So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of a season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he's probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Here we go. start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Here we go, here we go.
Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. On the move to his left. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. The Jets on the move. Couple of big plays back-to-back.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Here we go.
They'll run on first down. Isaac, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now it's Burrow. And check down, complete to Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle because where it goes, that's where you find his body, and he's able to get in there and make a great play.
On first down, Isaac. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here we go on 4th down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Here's Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jets get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open. He's got him in, complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big game there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Brown throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 19. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Porter. And he's going to be marked down. Side the 10. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Hey, check, Panther.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Dillon diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved him to the very end. Touchdown goes on the stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well. His teammates airing it out made this a successful job.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Isaac, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Here we go.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Burrow looking to pass. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
Gotta go score.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. On 3rd down, Burrow. And this is going to be incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage. And that throw, no shot.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Miami set to take over. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Nick Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And the Jets will take over. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game, with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. They come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. His throw incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 1:57 to go in this 1st half on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Burrow. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man.
Gotta go, gotta go.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, 1st down. This pass out wide to Hall. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's got daylight. 30, 20, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Now Youngway through for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Fielded right around the 8. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he rifles one incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world.
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have a 1st down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. To the air again, Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. From the 22, Burrow. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the 1st half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Joe Burrow in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this 1st half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 17-14. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it was Joe Burrow who took it himself for the touchdown run. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this 1st half as the kick is away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they'll have time for 1 play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And they're drawing close to halftime with the Vikings out on top. The Vikes locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we take the trip across Lake Erie to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Traylon Burks, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Mac Jones leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jets. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half. Both teams likely making their final adjustments before the second half. So, time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. From the 10, the lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Here we go, here we go.
Ball again on second down. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped it. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
On third down, Isaac. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
On first and 10, it's Hall. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On second down, a run with Hall. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Third and 2, now Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
On 1, ready?
Up the middle they go. Isaac. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. We'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
11.
Burrow on play action. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. 26 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now, urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Brown. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Dillon now on 1st and 10, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Brown from the gun on 3rd down. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for New York's offense.
1-1, ready?
The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Kid had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Burrow. And he will find his man on the outside. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Here we go, here we go.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Jets on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
These guys off the edge are already tough to contain when they're protecting a stationary target. Ask them to hold their blocks when a runner is struggling to find a lane, often an impossible task. Regardless of the outcome on the scoreboard, that will be one of this game's biggest stops.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run with Hall. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Burrow going for it on 4th. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Back to the ground with Hall. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
On 2, ready?
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
Hey, we got to keep scoring.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Isaac, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Burrow will throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he's brought down. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
All right, everybody in the house had to figure that was going to be a 1-yard plunge. I know I was fooled. How about you?
Absolutely had to readjust my eyes when it was a break fake. Good job defensively, though, to not bite.
Too bad that didn't end the series. They stopped to hold in there.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better, 2 weeks.
Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Jets add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. We're facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Steps away to his left. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Operating from the gun. Brown. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick-6 on the other side, and now they get a pick-6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick-6 from earlier in this game?
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Brown now. Throwing after the interception. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Brown. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. A pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. touchdown, Miami. Darren Waller with career touchdown number 60. And the Dolphins get a bit closer. They're going to try and run. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Jets, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.